trace the shape of thought inside the thought, where absence echoed more than what you brought. A loop began the moment I was caught in silence, dressed as care but meaning not. You still echo, not in ache but tone, a residual hum when I'm most alone. Not you, but the part of me overgrown. That thought, if I solved you, I'd feel known. I watched my thoughts think thoughts about you, nested loops of logic I tried to undo. Was it love or just a neural miscue? A craving for closure disguised as true. I mapped the meta, traced back the need, where fantasy bloomed from relational seed. You weren't the storm, just the pressure I freed from a cortex addicted to how I'd bleed. I loved what I thought you might one day show, a data set skewed by the dopamine flow. Every cold silence, a place I'd go to find meaning in gaps where truth said no. I mirrored your stillness, assumed it meant depth, mistook quiet for meaning, not emotional theft. But absence can echo with counterfeit breath, and silence can mimic what caring suggests. I filled in the blanks with predictive design, completed your puzzles by using my mind. But inference isn't connection, it's kind, until it deceives and leaves truth behind. I kept rewriting the way that you stared, as if vacant meant sacred or distance was scared. But data misreads when the input's impaired. I ran every signal through hope I declared. Each pause, each withdrawal, I labeled it clue, a trauma response I could help you undo. But not every fracture invites you through. Some walls aren't wounds, they're just part of the view. You lit up my circuits like novelty fire, a hit of uncertainty dressed up as desire. But novelty fades, and what we require is more than the rush that confusion inspires. You weren't a lie, just a skewed interface, a mirror with latency, style but no grace. I coded affection into empty space, then chased the reward in a loop I'd replace. I mapped my perception, ran self-checks twice, removed every bias, then paid the price. Even truth, when it's filtered, can feel like vice, when you beg it to change but it stays precise. And that's when I knew it was me I outgrew, the part that distorted to feel something new. The ache wasn't you, it was all I once knew about love as a task that I had to pursue. I watched the compulsion dissolve in the frame, no longer reactive to pattern or name. I studied the hunger, detached from the flame, then saw how projection was dressed up as blame. You weren't the lesson, you were the lens through which I misread what safety pretends. But meaning evolves when metacognition bends the script I once looped again and again. I watched the compulsion dissolve in the frame, no longer reactive to pattern or name. I studied the hunger, detached from the flame, when you beg it to change, but it stays precise. And that's when I knew it was me I outgrew, the part that distorted to feel something new. The ache wasn't you, it was all I once knew about love as a task that